Hello, welcome to another video. As you can tell from the title, today I am bringing you the second TBR of May and a TBR dedicated to Believathon. This is Gavin's readathon. Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. He's created a readathon all around middle grade, believing in the impossible. This is round 2. Last round happened in November last year, and I'm so excited to dive into this. Middle grade is one of my favourite things to read. I love it, and I love Gav. So this is just all round going to be an amazing experience. So if you are unfamiliar, Believathon is running from the 11th to the 24th of May. I will leave a link to Gavin's video down below if you haven't seen it. You should go and see it. Check out everything to do with Believathon because the amount of hard work that he has put in is absolutely incredible. The compendium is incredible. The map, it's all so beautiful and well thought out, and he deserves all the appreciation for it. So thank you, Gavin, for hosting it. Well done and congratulations and all of that jazz. I am very excited to be sharing my TBR and my path, my journey with you today. So, I don't have a printer, so I haven't got a printed copy of the map, so I have it on my iPad. I've taken it into Procreate and started, colouring my path up, so there we go. But I have the PDF of the compendium up over here as well. When you first approach the land of Make-Believathon, you are at the Poacher's Pocket Inn, which is inspired by A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison, which is one of my favourites, so it's such a lovely, wholesome place to start. And you are given a magic lamp, and the magic lamp offers you some cheats, I suppose. It's a wish to help you on your journey. So you can either skip a location, transport to a different location, or transport directly to the end. I am gonna not use the lamp because I do want to do the full 5 steps. If anything, I'm probably gonna do more. I'm gonna kind of ignore the lamp because I do want to do all 5 and I do have a path that works. So maybe I'll use that lamp to eventually transport me back somewhere else to do it again. But the prompt at the beginning, at the Poacher's Pocket Inn, where your journey begins, is to read a book that is the first in a series. And for that, I will be reading The Incredibly Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Metalstone by Jacqueline Moriarty. The sequel to this, the cover has just been announced. I can't remember what it's called. Something about the Whispering Wars or something, but again, it's similarly titled in that everything is just an inconvenience. This is, if you watched my top 10 middle grade TBR, it was on there. I am very excited to get into this. The appeal for me on this one is the cover because it is designed by Carl James Mountford and I love his illustrations on books, and any book I've read that's been illustrated by him I have really enjoyed, so hopefully the same goes for this one. But this book follows a young girl called Bronte Metalstone who's never really been around her parents. She's been living a perfectly fine life with her aunt, thank you very much. But when she gets a telegram to tell her that her parents have passed away and there is a very specific set of instructions for her in their will, here is where begins some inconvenient adventures. So Bronte has to follow the instructions in her parents' will to deliver treasures to all of her aunts and uncles across the land, and her aunts and uncles are things like dragon tamers and pirates and all sorts of weird fantasy things. Bronte's in for a wild time, but while she's going along this journey, she begins to learn that there may be more to this than just delivering treasure. I'm very intrigued by this. It sounds like it's going to be quite wacky and wild, and Bronte already seems quite sarcastic, and I'm looking forward to meeting her properly. So from the Poacher's Pocket Inn, I am travelling up to Baba Yaga's house, which is inspired again by one of my favourites, being The House with Chicken Legs. Amazing, by Sophie Anderson. Love that book very, very much. And the prompt here is to read a book featuring a family relationship. For this one, I will be reading Wild Spark by Vashti Hardy. This is about a young girl whose brother has passed away, but in this town, machines don't come to life, life comes to machines, and the souls of those who have passed away are put into machines, and that's what fuels them. It seems quite complicated to me, and I haven't really got my head around it because I haven't read it, But this young girl wants to kind of wake up the soul of her brother and remind him who he was, which could have devastating effects on their society, because that's just what happens here. The souls of the dead go into the machinery. And if she can wake one up, she could wake many up. I'm very curious about this. It's definitely piqued my interest, and I've heard some incredible things about it, and I have not yet read any Vashti Hardy and really need to do that. So excited to dive into this one. And of course it's about a sister finding her brother, which is a family relationship. So that's my next read. From Baba Yaga's house, I will be journeying to the 100-Acre Wood. Again, inspired by something from my heart, being Winnie the Pooh. The 100-Acre Wood is like a place of childhood. Love it. And the prompt for the 100-Acre Wood is to read a book with yellow on the cover. And for this, I will be reading Bright Storm by Vashti Hardy, because, you know, there's a big yellow balloon in the middle there. So I'm going to be going from reading no Vashti Hardy to a couple of them. This is the first book in the Skyship Adventure series, and is about a couple of kids who have been separated from their father. I don't know if their father's passed away or gone missing, but they discover a couple of clues which lead them on an adventure to find their dad, I think. A mysterious clue leads the twins to question the story they've been told. To find the truth, they must undertake the journey of a lifetime, and they're journeying to South Polaris, so I don't know if that's going to be kind of like polar-ish. The name suggests it might, I don't know, but I'm excited for this, and the sequel to this was released relatively recently, and by that I mean like last year. And as I say, I need to read more Vashti Hardy. This is high on my TBR list, so I'm excited to get to this one as well. From the 100-Acre Wood, I will be travelling up to Orion Found, which is inspired by Orion Lost, which I have not read yet, but plan on. The prompt for Orion Found is to read a sci-fi or a spacey book, and what better book to pick than the inspiration for the location. It is also our middle grade monthly pick for May, so I need to read it anyway, and I really want to. I have not read many middle grade sci-fis, if any. It's something that I really would like to dive into, so I'm very excited to read Orion Lost by Alistair Chisholm. This one follows a spaceship far out in space, and whilst they're travelling, everyone on the ship is put to sleep. And then something happens, waking up some of the children aboard this ship, but the ship is lost, and then 13-year-old Beth has to captain the ship back to safety, but there are space pirates and things out in space and an artificial intelligence that she does not think she can trust. Seems quite, again, complicated. Not sure what to expect from this one, but very excited going into it. I definitely need to read more sci-fi middle grade, so great place to start. Very excited to dive into this, especially also because it's the middle grade monthly pick, so be sure you check into the live stream for that with us as well. From Orion Found, I will be travelling up to the last location on the map, which is the Bookkeeper Stronghold. This is our final location, inspired by Frostheart by Jamie Littler, one of Gavin's favourites, one that I absolutely adored. The compendium's just so sweet. It's got the illustration of Gav as Gav of the Bookkeeper Stronghold. It's so, so adorable. And this is where our story concludes, and the prompt at the Bookkeeper Stronghold is to read the next book in a series. And for that, I will be reading Potkin and Stubbs' Ghost Catcher. This is the third and final book in the Potkin and Stubbs series, one that I have absolutely adored. It's written by Sophie Green, who is a local author to me actually, and a lovely lady, and I'm gutted I haven't read this already. I should have read it immediately when it came out, but I haven't yet, and this is my opportunity to. I am very excited for this. So Potkin and Stubbs follows a young girl called Lil Potkin, who is desperate to be a big-time reporter and get the next big scoop. In the first book, she might just have found that sitting opposite her at the all-night bus station, and she gets wrapped up in some ghostly happenings. It's all a bit spooky, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on in her town. Very excited to read this and finish this series. So this is my core TBR for Believathon, following the path, but as I say, I may hop around and do some extra visits. I know that the brolly rail from Nevermore is on there, so I would like to hop over there and have a visit. And the prompt for the brolly rail is to read a book with transportation on the cover. I haven't picked a book out for that yet, but I would like to visit there as well. And also Black Ice Bridge is on there from Explorers on Black Ice Bridge, which is the Polar Bear Explorers series, which I love, so I would like to hop over there and visit. And the prompt for that is to read a book with an adventure or an expedition. So I would like to visit some of my favourite places on the map just because they're inspired by some of my favourite books and it would feel wrong not to do them. So I will do my core path and then hop around to visit some of my favourite places. It's all so incredible and so well thought out, and the compendium tells the story of the journey as you go. It's all, incredible. Gavin's done such an amazing job with this. But yeah, that is my core TBR. I am very excited to get going with this. I cannot wait to get started. That's all I have for you today, so thank you ever so much for watching. As I say, I will leave the link to Gavin's announcement video for Believathon down below. If you're not sure if you want to participate, I encourage you to, because middle grade is incredible and there's so many options and you just should. Alright, but yeah, I will stop babbling now, so thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, give us a thumbs up, chat to me down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!